Hello and welcome to Sri Lanka's number one sports hub, ThePapare.com. We are live from the Mazenod College grounds here in Kanana. This is the Nihal Mendis Memorial Football Encounter between Mazenod College and St.Benedict's College. An age-old rivalry revived after a hiatus, as these two sides clash once again, and this time for the renamed trophy. That's the Nihal Mendis Memorial Football Encounter. Initially this encounter started in 1968, named as the Samarasinghe Trophy, as St. Benedict's dominated the first 7 years before Pali Silva, captained Mazenod College, won the trophy in 1974, and incidentally that was the last time it was held as a Samarasinghe Trophy. And they've met quite a few times, but not for the traditional encounter. And in 2014 the encounter was started again, but was unable to continue in 2015 before Chatura Maduranga, the former Sri Lanka skipper who led the Mazenod side in 1997 to an all-island championship, revived this rivalry. The Nihal Mendis Memorial Trophy, renamed after one of the greatest players and the coach who passed away in 2014. After the national anthem, it will be the introduction of players. St. Benedict's College in their all whites, while Mazenod College in the dark blue. As I'm joined in the commentary box by Harshan Joseph. Harshan, warm good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Nawad. For a long time, I think both schools are meeting in this traditional encounter. Has a very rich history. I think one of the oldest encounters in the school's calendar, technically one of the encounters which had begun quite some time ago. when there were not many schools competitions at that time, but unfortunately due to many different reasons they weren't able to continue this as an annual encounter, but one way or another they managed to put things together, and this year the Mazenod College Kanana are hosting their rivals St.Benedict's, and now we can see the chief guest and the guest of honor going to introduce themselves and congratulate the teams for today's encounter. First they will meet the home team, the Mazenod College, led by Ranju Silva, a national an under 19 Sri Lanka player himself, has a load of experience under his belt and has been leading this side for quite some time now. So a lot of weight in his shoulders. He's playing as a centre back. He leads his team from the back, and there are a lot of outstanding names in that lineup, namely Pramudita Gunasekara being one of them, and also their under 17 skipper who is also part of this outfit, and also just to give you an update about the St. Benedict's team. Now the chief guest meeting them is Ashan Sanjay, Thivanka Navodya, Brian Fernando, Gerard Vaz, Harin Fernando, Malindu Fernando, Alvin Pillai, Senal Kavind, Sharon Fernando, Callum Chaturanga, Milton ABCS, Ravin Dhananjay, Aldo Fernando, and Sadharan Raj and Niroshan Dinu to wrap up their squad for today.
Joe, it's quite unfortunate, isn't it? After I think 1974, this traditional encounter, one of the oldest football encounters between either school, hasn't been able to continue.
Yeah, I think both schools have been in the school's footballing arena for a long time, and they carry a very rich history behind them. But yes, due to various reasons, they haven't been able to continue this as an annual encounter. But I think both schools have done their very best when they have managed to organize the encounter on and off this past few years. But I'm sure starting today they will be hoping to make this annual engagement between both the schools. They share a lot of historic games between them. They have contributed with many national players in the national arena, so they will be looking forward to a good encounter today, and also to make sure the quality of football remains the same. The outfield looks good. There are a few rough patches here and there due to a couple of overnight showers, but still all in all it looks a very good outfield to play football on. This is the recently built the Mazenod College football field, so it will be an interesting encounter today.
Yes, indeed. I have here with me the Mazenod College squad. It's their captain, wearing the number 12 jersey, is Ranju Silva, who has represented Sri Lanka in the junior levels as well. Then in the number 11 jersey is Brian Chiran Vanderslot. Number 10 is Ravindu Hasanka Fernando. 8 is Dushan Fonseca. 16 is Asindu Shehan. 9 is Tianga Fernando. And then there's Vimukti Rovel. 7 is Pramudita Gunasekara, Shane Niroshan, Dilipa Chaturanga Di Silva, Isuru Vinod Silva, Nilesh Sandaru, Dilushka Matangamage, and Chaturanga Fernando making up the squad for the Mazenod College.
The crowd is slowly building into the atmosphere. Of course, it's a school day, so most of the home supporters have stayed after school to support their team. Also, the St. Benedict's College have also brought along a few of their junior players and their students also to witness this encounter, because it's a special occasion for both schools, and will be interesting to see both teams get on with it. Of course, the advantage will be with the Mazenod College. They are familiar with the conditions, they are used to this ground and the outfield, so they will have a slight edge over their opponents. But that being said, St. Benedict's College have enough experience amongst their ranks, also in their coaching staff, to counter that sort of a threat. Just recently, both teams have been taking part in the under 19 Division 1 and Division 2 encounters respectively, or the tournaments. St. Benedict's College missing out against St. Joseph's College in a Division 1 encounter. They lost to them by 2-1 in their home turf. The Mazenod College being one of the schools that was demoted to Division 2 in this year's competition, gave an absolute hammering to Hindu College when they met them here. They won that encounter by 15-0. So huge amount of momentum, especially with their forward players, who pretty much all of them got onto the score sheet on that day, Pramudita being one of their prolific goal scorers in that game. So both teams have a lot to ponder upon before they get on with today's business. It will be interesting to see what sort of an approach they take on to it, especially St. Benedict's. They have a very good defensive setup despite their loss. So
Indeed, Joe, they have wonderful memories in their last encounter played here. That was against Hindu College a few days back, the 15-0 hammering in the Division 2 encounter. They have a point to prove as to that they did not deserve that drop for reasons away from the football field. But I think Pramudita Gunasekara, Ranju Silva have done well, with Pramudita scoring 7 and Ranju scoring twice. Beg your pardon, he scored 4 goals. So a lot of attacking strength for the Mazenod, while St. Benedict's College also will rely heavily on their skipper Thivanka Nahode, who is a centre back. He will have a hard task containing the attacking trio of the Mazenod College. While St. Benedict's too did have a good game against St. Joseph's a few days back. They were leading 1-0 at half time before the Joe's side, who have been performing well in the Kotmale Under 19 Schools Football Championship as well, came back in the second half to score twice and win that game 2-1.
I think St. Benedict's will take a lot of heart still from that game, despite the loss, because they were up against very tough opposition. They kept a clean sheet through to half time. Just unfortunate not to maintain that record to carry throughout the entire game, but still they displayed a good amount of discipline. Unfortunate not to have at least grabbed a point in that game, but still they will take a lot of confidence out of it. When it comes to the Mazenod, of course, it's just simply momentum that they carry from their previous encounter. 15 goals is quite a staggering stat in any form of football. So that's also going to be a lot of encouragement for the hosts for this evening.
And Joe, the confidence and the winning mentality would surely be on the Mazenod, adding to that they are playing in their home turf as well. So St. Benedict's will have a very, very long afternoon here at the Mazenod College grounds.
Yes, I think the home supporters will have a lot to do as well. They will be cheered on throughout the 90 minutes. And also the fact that, like you said, the winning mentality, and also the fact that the team, it wasn't a one-man show. Many forward players got into the score sheet. A lot of them individually also will be carrying a lot of confidence, especially when they take to the field. So that's also very important in both teams' perspective. It's interesting to see how the midfield battle pans out, because a lot of strong midfield young players in either side. So it will be interesting to see who seizes the initiative at the beginning. They are free-flowing teams, both of them. They don't hesitate to play themselves out in defense. They don't go hell for leather. They always construct their offensive plays, and very composed and very calculated in defense as well. So it's an even battle, but personally I would say that the Mazenod College have a slight edge, especially due to the fact that they're carrying a winning momentum into this game. But still, you can't count out the St.Benedict's lads, because they are experienced in this level of football, so you can always expect a strong fight from them.
And also, Joe, in the Kotmale Under-19 Schools Football Championship, these two sides were in the same group, and they met here at this same venue, where the Mazenod College edged St. Benedict's College 2-1, with the Mazenod scoring first before St. Benedict's coming back to equalize. But unfortunately for the Bens, it was the Mazenod who came out with a 2-1 win. So again, the form is not with St. Benedict's, but with the Mazenod College, who has had quite a few wins after that as well, against tougher oppositions. In the Kotmale Under-19 Schools Football Championship quarterfinals, they met Zahira College, and after going down 2-0 inside the first 4 minutes, they revived a comeback, I would say, as they pulled one goal back. But unfortunately at half time, Zahira scored another goal as they led 3-1 before Zahira complete the route 5. It was a 4-1 at full time.
I think St. Benedict's in that aspect have been a little unfortunate. They've played a few good games which they have unfortunately lost 2-1. I think even in that Kotmale encounter, it was a 90th minute winner for the Mazenod College. Just kept probing at the St. Benedict's defense. So a tad bit unlucky, you could say, St. Benedict's, because none of these games have been one-sided when they've been the opposition. They've always given a fair fight to their opponents, but unfortunately, for one reason or the other, they've not been able to grind out that result for themselves, and consequently have lost. The Mazenod College also, mind you, have come to the Kotmale Under-19 Championship quarterfinals from the group of death. They had formidable opposition in that group, namely in the likes of St. Joseph's College, Holy Cross Kalutara, St. Mary's Nigambo. So they know how to battle with the big boys, they know how to grind the results, and they know how to make sure they progress in particular competitions. So it's really interesting to see that they'll go for the kill from the word go, putting their opposition or their visitors under pressure right away, or whether they'll take a very conservative approach in building their momentum towards their attacks. Of course, they will want to capitalize on their home advantage as soon as possible. An early goal for the Mazenod will surely send the supporters into ecstasy, because they will be a full volume after that. So there's a lot of criteria in this to be considered. So interesting as to how both teams will line up. As we can see, the officials for today's game are making their way into the playing field, and slowly the teams also will make their way back onto the playing field for the beginning of this game. I'm sure both teams will want to be playing this game in good spirit. Of course, this is an annual encounter played out of good camaraderie.
Yes, Joe, and the referee for today's encounter will be Chanaka Fernando, as both sides, St. Benedict's in the all white and the Mazenod College in their navy blue, come out onto the field. The referee Chanaka Fernando having a final word with the two captains as they toss the coin to choose the side. And it's good to see, isn't it, Joe, the referee talking to the two teams, all of them actually, without just the captain.
I think it's important that the referee makes himself very clear at the beginning of the game as to how he wants things to be done. Of course, he's laying down the rule, and I'm pretty sure the main reason is because he wants the game to flow rather than a lot of interruptions in between. So he's having a very clear talk with the players so that there are no certain infringements which will cause of unnecessary breaks during the game. So that's a good sign to see, especially the talking of the entire 11 rather than just their skippers. So the referee showing his experience and making sure things are done right, and both teams going into their customary huddles at the moment. Of course, the skipper and most of the senior players will have a few words to say, the last few words for their teams before they take the field, and surely they'll have a game plan. And, of course, bottom line would be to stick to that and to ensure that they grab the result they're here for. Of course, they're both playing for the prize of the Nihal Mendis trophy, so very important for both teams to keep their composure throughout the 90 minutes. Not going to be easy. It's a crunch game, a lot riding on their shoulders, these young boys. And of course, as much as the Mazenod College will have the home advantage, they will have the pressure of playing at home as well, especially with the crowds flock here to support them. And they will understand the fact that they have to live up to the expectations in which their home supporters have lined up here for. And St. Benedict's seemingly will kick things off here. And the Mazenod still in their team huddle, just about to take their positions, much to the delight of the crowd which has been gathered here. And it's no doubt going to be an exciting game of football here in Kandana today.
So it'll be St. Benedict's who will kick things off. They'll be attacking from right to left on your screen. As the Mazenod now stealing the ball in position. The first touch for Ranjo Silva. The first ball whipped in, but an easy gather for St. Benedict's number 1 Ashan Sanjay.
I think in midfield, Malindu Silva, I think their former skipper for St. Benedict's College, he captained them in the under-19 Kotmale Championship, so he will be a very important player for St. Benedict's in the middle of the field. He's usually the playmaker. He's the man who controls the game for St. Benedict's in most of the encounters. He's a very skillful young man. He has very nimble feet and very creative mind, so he will be he will be needed to contend by Mazenod if they are to make sure they keep St.Benedict quiet. Just as we see Mazenod stealing the ball back. Pramudita, the intended target, crunching challenge, ball, says the referee. Play goes on despite the home fans asking for a foul. Brian Fernando now to Pramudita. Pramudita looking wide this time to the left for the first time. Good intensity shown there. Shot from distance. What a hit that is! And out of nowhere, the Mazenod College have snatched the lead in as early as the second minute of the game. It was a hopeful shot, but well, fortune favors the brave. He took on the opportunity and managed to score on that occasion.
It was Dushan Fonseca from just outside the box on the left, and the perfect start for the Mazenod College in the third minute. And now Pramudita Gunasekara dancing down into the box, trying to lay it off. Would have been much better had he taken that shot himself.
Being a bit unselfish in that occasion, he had the opportunity, he had the goal. I think either side was at his mercy in terms of that opportunity, but he opted to go for his teammate instead of taking the chance himself. But very lively start by Mazenod College. I think St.Benedict's completely caught by surprise by the intensity shown by the home team in that occasion or at the beginning. It's very important that St.Benedict's don't get carried away and try to play at the pace in which Mazenod are trying to get on with their business. They have to settle down, they have to make sure their passes string together. So far it hasn't been the case. Few rash challenges and very inconsistent passing has cost St.Benedict's as early. Now there's an opportunity. It's a 2-on-2 and but well defended. Lovely Bantu there, but a bit too much for the man up front to capitalize on that opportunity. But that's what St.Benedict's can do when they have the opportunity. So the Mazenod have to be wary of that threat. They shouldn't get carried away with the early lead. They have to consolidate on it. 1-0 lead is never sufficient in a football game. Anyone who knows the game pretty well would know that's always a gamble you take resting on a 1-0 advantage or a 1-goal advantage. So early opportunities have to be capitalized on. As we speak again, Pramudita looking up for his men. Lovely ball spread across the field. Just a bit too much for the man on rushing, but he picks up the pieces, finds his teammate. Now Ranju Silva lining up the shot. This time again from distance, but comfortable for the goalkeeper. Very trustworthy bounce in front of him. Comfortable height and easy pickings on that occasion, as we see Mazenod kicking the ball a bit too strong, and it will be a St.Benedict's goal kick.
Now it's Pramudita Gunasekara to Brian Shiran, who was unable to get his 1-2 pass to Gunasekara. Still just into the 6th minute, as Mazenod has been dominating this match, playing much of these minutes inside the St.Benedict's half.
I've been told that Mazenod College are employing a 3-1-3-3 formation. Not a very customary formation in terms of football sense, but I think they're making their intentions clear in terms of pushing bodies forward. 3 men at the back, 1 holding midfielder, 3 creative midfielders, and 3 up front. So clearly a very offensive setup, and again lovely intentions there by Pramudita. Took the shot on, created some space for himself. Now there's a lot of confusion going on amongst the St. Benedict's players as to whether he's going to pass or whether he's going to take the shot on. So that's a cause of concern. Again, now St. Benedict's again for just the second time in this game thus far coming forward, but unable to do much with it. But they have won themselves a free kick, rather promising position. They can push a few bodies forward. 3 men inside the box, as we see the ball swung in, taken in, but easily defended. Now that's Brian who clears the ball towards Pramudita, but picked up by St. Benedict's players again. Now they're trying to slow things down. Lovely ball there, looking for his man, but unfortunately the ball ricochets off the St. Benedict's player for a goal kick. But now slowly they seem to be playing themselves into the game, and the Mazenod have to make sure their early pressure at least yields 1 more goal so that they have a 2-goal cushion to make life comfortable for themselves, as the St. Benedict's are slowly finding their rhythm. Loose throw in, handed the ball right back towards St. Benedict's, and offside call this time against St. Benedict's number 10 player. Very easy offside call, and it was easily at least a couple of yards in front of his defenders, so wasn't a very tough decision to make, as the ball is given back by the Mazenod goalkeeper for the free kick to be taken.
It's always good to concede early rather than late, isn't it, Joe? Because you have time to settle down and get back into the game, but that doesn't mean that you have all the time to score that goal as well. And the St. Benedict's should know that better, especially their coach Damodaran Chandrasiri, who was former assistant technical secretary for the Football Federation of Sri Lanka and a former player as well. So slowly but surely I think Benedicts are coming back into the game after the early dominance showed by Mazenod College, where they were camped inside the Benedict's half.
Yeah, I think despite going down, they haven't really lost the game entirely. They have.
And it was one of those exceptional, spectacular goals, isn't it?
There's very little you can do about it as a goalkeeper, especially. I mean, just as an opposition, you just got to admire it and get on with the game. I think, like you said, it's fortunate for St. Benedict's that it happened as early as it did in the second minute, so that they can just settle things down and they can get on with the game. Usually, as a team, when you do tend to score the opening goal, sometimes you tend to sit back on it, and that allows the opposition to play themselves in, especially with the amount of time remaining. So that just could work in St. Benedict's favour, as they've slowly managed to press forward. They've won a couple of duels in midfield, so they're regaining position quickly. They're not allowing space for the Mazenod players, so seem to have learned from their earliest mistakes. So that's encouraging, as we can see Malindu once again acrobatically going for the ball, but hands it back to Pramudita, but again regained possession by the St. Benedict's player. They're closing them down quickly. They have identified the threat in which Mazenod operates, but again Ranju now caught napping. Lovely feet there by the young man, finding the number 10, and he dances past one. Excellent goalkeeping, but an absolute sitter for the man who went with his striker, and that's good centre forward play. He didn't sit back, he rushed with the ball, and when the ball rebounded off the keeper, It was a matter of putting the foot through it, and he couldn't have asked for a simpler chance.
We were just saying that they were coming back into the game, and so they have done in the 12th minute, as the Benedicts have come back to equalize. Much of the same scenario that happened in the Kotmale Under 19 Schools Football Championship group stage encounter as well, where the Mazenod scored first before St. Benedict's equalized, and from St. Benedict's part, they would hope that they won't be on the receiving end of that same scoreline today as well.
Yeah, I think they're known to be the team to come back into games despite going down, but and also, that being said, they're also the team that always gives away that last-ditch goal to lose all points, or pretty much lose the advantage they have in a particular game. So now, having shifted the momentum in their favor, they'll certainly want to probably get onto the lead before halftime if possible, because the Mazenod, after being exploited, will have a few nerves in defense. It's not very comfortable to recover as soon as you do in terms of goal, as we see in a sloppy pass, handing the ball back towards the Mazenod. The Mazenod now looking for their numbers up front. Brian in support with the number 16 player, receives the ball. Now excellent feet, dances past one, trying to feed his man up front, unable to do so. Ranju Silva picks up the pieces, ricocheted off one man, squared ball across the face of goal, but defended quite all right by St. Benedict on that occasion. I think one thing St. Benedict's will try to exploit is the fact that they have a few unsettled players in defense for the Mazenod College. I think despite all the experience Ranju Silva has, he isn't an ideal defensive sort of player. He usually tends to be very nervy. Even in that previous occasion, he was caught napping. He was it's actually his man who got behind him, and then the man in defense was exposed to a 2-on-1 situation in which St. Benedict's made sure they capitalize on it. Even with 3 men in defense, it's not going to be easy for them after allowing their opponents to get back into the game. They took the early lead as early as the 2nd minute, but after that I think St. Benedict's did very well to get themselves back into the game. Again, Ranju Silva, shot from range, way off target, not troubling the keeper of St. Benedict's as such. Again, Brian now to Ranju Silva. Lovely 1-2 with his teammate. Ranju, I think is going to be one of those advancing midfield players for the Mazenod College today. Doesn't hesitate whenever he gets the ball to dance his way into the opposition penalty area or the final third of St. Benedict's. Twice now he has taken shots slightly outside the penalty box of the Mazenod College. The left back culprit on that occasion for St. Benedict's. After doing all the hard work, he gifted the ball back to his opponent. Lovely ball there by Brian. Again, Ranju coming from midfield, gets past one, tries to get past two, but Malindu holds his ground. Well done there by the young man, but Pramudita picks up the jitters and tries to feed his man on the left, unable to do that, but Ranju again from range. This time on target, but not a menacing effort.
It was Shenal Kavinder, the number 10 for St. Benedict's College, who scored that goal after a wonderful mazy run by Jared Vaz, the number 15. Shenal Kavinder was caught offside a couple of times just before that goal was scored, but this time he was onside for that wonderful little play from Jared Vaz for that equalizer. Another miss pass in midfield. Poor defensive play, but no one from St.Benedict was at hand to take advantage of it. Again, this time Brian Shiran dispossessed in midfield. Jared Vaz, ball up front. Not controlled properly, but still it's St. Benedict's ball, as this time once again wonderful bit of play from Shanal Kavinder, one of the three players that these guys were eyeing, and another golden opportunity falls for that St. Benedict's player, who came in between the keeper and the defender, but his touch was way poor.
He had the awareness to come in between the defender and the goalkeeper, but his touch slightly haunting him in that occasion, trying the extraordinary, but there is a chance available. He's trying to find some space for himself, but good bit of defending. Nothing fancy. He's just sticking to his man, not allowing him space to take on the shot, but the ball eventually finds itself to Ranju Silva. Lines up another one, but again slightly off target, but he's getting closer and closer.
Yes, indeed, Mazenod has woken up once again with the attacking play. And that earlier chance fell for Alvin Pillai, the left back for St. Benedict's College. He has gone the whole length of the field, but unfortunately for him was unable to finish it off. It was a wonderful bit of play once again from Shanal Kavin, the goal scorer, who dispossessed that left back from St. Benedict's.
Yeah, he seemed to be very composed on the ball, didn't do anything unnecessary. He just made sure he kept control of the ball.
And wonderful bit of play to wrong foot that defender and come into the box and put in that wonderful cross.
I think lovely bit of feet in that occasion. I think you do tend to excuse players for playing such fancy football when they are one-on-one against a defender if you have the composure to execute it in such a manner. It's a heavy collision between Pramudita and the St. Benedict's keeper. Certainly Pramudita, the man, coming out short in that occasion after the flying fist by the St. Benedict's keeper. And the home supporters aren't pleased whatsoever about that. Pramudita went down straight away as he got a real hefty hit seemingly to his face, but it's still not certain as to where the injury lies, but certainly the impact of the collision is what caused the stoppage of play.
A wonderful bit of sportsmanship from St. Benedict's keeper Ashan Sanjay, just checking if Pramudita was okay. He seems to be okay to continue. But that was a brilliant goalkeeping from Ashan Sanjay as well. Put his body on the line to come out and punch that ball away.
Yeah, I think no blame attached to the keeper. He did what he had to. Made sure he covered his lines very well. And he was needed to come out of his line in that occasion. So, and rightfully he did what he had to and ensured the fact that the threat was eliminated, as we see St. Benedict's resuming. And again, the ball going down the right side, which has been their most fluent and their most productive side so far in the game. Now Brian dancing down, trying to find his man, but a bit too close to the keeper. Easy pickings even in that occasion as he comes down to take it. But ball gifted back towards Ranju Silva, unable to control it on the first time, but still manages to grab onto it. Ball back towards Ranju Silva.
කන්දානද මැසනොත් විද්‍යාලය සහ කොටන සාන්ත බෙනඩික් විද්‍යාලය අතර නිහල් මෙන්ඩිස් අනුස්මරණ කුසලානය සඳහා පැවැත්වෙන සුවඳ පාබන්දු තරගය මෙලෙසින් පැවැත්වෙන්නේ කන්දානද මැසනොත් විද්‍යාලය ක්‍රීඩා පිටිය තුළ. ඉතින් තරගයේ ප්‍රථම අර්ධයයි මෙලෙසින් ක්‍රියාත්මක වන්නේ. මේ වන විට කණ්ඩායම් දෙකම එක් ගෝලයක් බැවින් ලබාගෙන සම තත්ත්වයේ පසු වෙනවා. විශේෂයෙන්ම මතක් කළ යුතුයි තරගය ආරම්භ කළ සුවල්ප මොහොතක් ගත වීමට පෙර දෙවන විනාඩියේදී කන්දානද මැසනොත් විද්‍යාලය වෙනුවෙන් දුෂාන් ෆොන්සේලා තමන්ගේ ප්‍රථම ගෝලය තමන්ගේ කණ්ඩායම වෙනුවෙන් වාර්තා කිරීමට සමත් වුණා. ඒ වගේම ඉන් ස්වල්ප මොහොතකට පසුව ප්‍රථම අර්ධය තුළදීම නැවතත් ගෝලයක් ලබා ගැනීමට කොටේන සාන්ත බෙනඩික් කණ්ඩායමේ ෂෙනල් කාවින්ද සමත් වුණා. ඒ අනුව මේ වන විට තරගයේ තත්ත්වය 1-1යි කණ්ඩායම් දෙකම සම තත්ත්වයේ පසු වෙනවා.
We are just into the 23rd minute in this match. All squad as St.Benedict go on the attack. It's Ravin Dhananjay who finds Haren Fernando, who has been a bit anonymous, one of the star men for St.Benedict, but unfortunately he is deemed offside. As Ranju Silva finds his man with a beautiful ball and going past a couple of men is Asindu Shahan. Wonderful bit of skill.
Quick feed by the young man. But just in the nick of time, I think the defense made sure they put their bodies on the line to make sure there was no damage done. But this time, very hopeful shot in from defense, all the way from the halfway line pretty much. That surely wouldn't have tested the goalkeeper. As we see St. Benedict's, when they do have position, they seem to be menacing. They know how to... which way to go in terms of the offense. Very right side heavy at the moment because that's where most of the success has come for them. But the distribution of the ball is pretty decent from the young men from St. Benedict's. Not hesitating to express themselves, especially in midfield. That's a very good sign when you are hoping to play something of this nature's game. So this game's nature, I beg your pardon, but that being said, that's a very sloppy bit of play, loose throw, and ball handed right back towards the Mazenod College, who come looking for another goal. Miscommunication between the defender and goalkeeper, and consequently the Mazenod still have possession of the ball in terms of or in shape of a throw-in.
Another marauding run from Pramithil Gunasekara, this time on the left, burning the opposition right back for pace, and the Mazenod College gives away a free kick. They quickly take it on the right, looking for a cross into the box, but straight into the hands of the Mazenod College goalkeeper. That was Romesh Chaturanga, the Mazenod College goalkeeper, who did not feature in that quarterfinal against Zahira College a couple of weeks back. As St. Benedict's get possession back once again. Haren Fernando tries to find Ravin Dhananjay, but the ball has gone out for a goal kick. We are into the 27th minute. Just a quick look at the summary. It was the Mazenod College who scored in the 3rd minute through a wonderful, spectacular goal from Dushan Fonseca, as they dominated the first 5 to 7 minutes before St. Benedict's College came back into the match and equalized through Shenal Kavinda, who was on hand to put away a beautiful ball from Gerard Vaz. And it was St. Benedict's who had best chance to make it 2-1, as another ball from Gerard Vaz into the box in between the goalkeeper and the defender found Alvin Pillay inside the 6-yard box, but unfortunately for Pillay, he was unable to produce a decent enough touch to put that away. Since then, it has been a bit of a scrappy affair, with both sides giving away miss passes in midfield.
Yeah, I think after a very fast start, the game has slowly lost its intensity. Both teams are not playing as high up or as intense as they used to in the first few exchanges. Now I think St. Benedict's with that equalizer managed to reduce the pace in which the Mazenod played at the beginning. I think a lot to do with the fact that the momentum or their morale was dented because of that equalizer. It turned out to be very fruitful for St. Benedict's, as they have managed to gain more of control than what they used to have in this game. So that's a very good sign. They could have possibly gone into the lead if the right back had managed to get a better purchase when he had an opportunity right in front of goal. But that being said, the game still stands at 1-1. A lot to play for both teams, as we have just gone past the 30 minute mark. So both teams will love to go into the break in the lead. Again, lovely feed by young man Malindu. As I said, he's key in terms of the midfield battle. He's the man who pulls the strings for St. Benedict's College. So it's very important that he plays or he brings out his A game for his team today. Because if he manages to do so, St. Benedict's will have a lot of joy going front. Because he's a very creative player. He knows how to distribute play in a productive manner. Always involved in the game. Again, another weak throw-in. Handing the ball back towards the Mazenod. They have to work in their throw-ins. St. Benedict's College. They can't afford to give away possession as soon as they gain it in these sorts of areas, especially in the final third of the Mazenod College.
Again, St. Benedict's College unable to penetrate through that the Mazenod College defense in that final third. Ranju Silva once again with his left foot finds Dean Jaya. Timely tackle coming from Mazenod College now on preventing that counter attack. But here it's St.Benedict's College. Shana Kavinda trying some fancy work. The defender puts that ball away as it gives time for the defenders to organize. Romesh Sasuranga hacks it downfield.
Looked a really nasty challenge, but fortunately Malindu is not as hurt as he looked in that occasion, but it was a 50-50 ball, so you can't blame Brian from Mazenod College for contesting for it, because it was there for the taking. It's just that Malindu managed to get ahead of himself again, trying to do something really fancy in that occasion, but didn't come off. Brian made sure he kept his eyes on the ball, didn't overly commit to the challenge, just made sure he made the interception at the right time. Again, shot from distance, almost dipping into the goal. Mazenod certainly not holding back in terms of their shots from range. Every player seemed to be having a thunderous left or right foot.
That was Sudan Manitha, the Mazenod College under 17 skipper, who led his side to the All Ireland School Games under 17 championship a few weeks back actually in Anuradhapura. So he's certainly showing his talent here at this St. Benedict's College versus Mazenod big match played for the Nihal Mendis Memorial Trophy for the first time. It's Brian Shiran. Prabhadita Gunasekara tries an effort which goes past the uprights.
Very intimidating atmosphere for the St. Benedict's goalkeeper. He's standing right in front of the home supporters, making themselves heard very clearly. So won't be easy when those shots from range keep flying in. And just as we speak, there's a cry for a penalty.
But that was certainly a pinpoint tackle coming from Tivanka Naod of St. Benedict's College, the skipper for St. Benedict's. And as you were saying, Joe, I don't think Ashan Sanjay, the Benedict's goalkeeper, would be on the best of terms with the fans as well after his challenge on Pramidit Gunasekara. Certainly it was fair, preventing that goal.
Yeah, certainly I think he was well within his rights to come for that ball the way he did what was right in terms of defending, and he made sure his team still are on level terms in this game. And that's a foul on the little
it should have been a
left back
yellow card, isn't it? Because he prevented that man from going away. That
yeah, certainly was
number 10 from Mazenod College, Ravindu Fernando.
Yeah, certainly was exposing his defense by committing himself right up the field. So I think still the referee thinks shouldn't be cautioning many. Has made sure he's kept the cards in his pocket throughout the course of the first half. Lovely bit of play by Mazenod. They played beautifully to get themselves out of defense. Now Brian to find the man on the right, the under 17 skipper Sudan, but unable to do so. But eventually the ball does find itself back towards Mazenod College, but given away by their skipper this time. Ranju Silva now helping out in defense against the man who has caused many headaches for St. Benedict's College in this, or Mazenod College in this first half. Few words being exchanged between the players, but pat on the back shows that it still remains in very good spirit between the teams. Nothing rash being done by either sets of players. Still keeping their emotions intact and playing this game. Again, sandwich between two defenders, but manages to find his teammate. And now dancing feet by the young man. Again gets himself into a troubling position, but fortunately the ball got stuck under the feet of the Mazenod defender. Had it not been the case, there was one man lurking behind him to take the shot on. But all in all, it's still a St. Benedict's College throw-in. But very soon possession has been turned over. But Malinda does very well again to regain possession. He does a very good defensive job as well, the young man. It's not just about his creativity. His contribution to the team in defense is also quite immense, as we see. Certainly the left back for Mazenod College hasn't been very comfortable defending his lines. Quite a few times caught off his guard and being exposed, and even the opening goal or the equalizer for St. Benedict's came from that side. Ranju Silva trying to combine with Pramudita, but his last pass didn't have the legs on it to get through to Pramudita as he expected it to, but eventually it has just gone out for a St. Benedict's throw-in. .38 minutes on the clock, and it's still 1-1. Mazenod College striking as early as the second minute, and St. Benedict's equalized on 20 or so minutes for the visiting side to bring things back to on level terms. I think after an electrifying start by Mazenod College, St. Benedict's tried to weather the storm and managed to get themselves back into the game. Credit to them playing under tough conditions away from home amidst a very boisterous band of fans from Mazenod College. So certainly the way they have come back into the game is quite impressive. And, we'll have to see whether things will go as it is into half-time, or whether there will be a lead for either side. You see St. Benedict's again. Now again very calmly done, looking for his men front, but very loose touch in that occasion. Let the ball bounce rather than taking it on the ground, and as a result allowed the defenders to cover up for space, and eventually the defender won himself a free kick.
A heavy touch coming from Ravin Sanjay of St. Benedict's in a promising position in the 40th minute, just 5 minutes away from half time. Would have been an ideal situation for them to take that lead with that goal just before half time.
Yeah, would have done a world of good for their confidence after conceding as early as they did. But since, I think it's fair to say that both teams have equally been menacing when they've been going forward. Both defenses not convincing yet getting the job done. So that's something both teams will have to work on going forward into the second half. As we see Mazenod College once again coming forward, Ranju Silva now with the ball, looking for his numbers, looking for Pramudita, but he's well marked by the St. Benedict's lads. Again, scrappy but effective. They managed to get the ball out of defense, but the hopeful clearance only managed to find another Mazenod player. As we see, lovely dancing feet by the young man, the number 16. But again, last-ditch defending manages to clear C off the danger, but lovely feet again. This time it's the under-17 skipper for Mazenod College, and after doing all the good work, he hasn't been able to capitalize on it, as he given it away. Again, heavier pass, but had it been a tad bit more accurate, story could have been different for St. Benedict's, because he was well and truly on him by himself up front.
I think Joe, with the Mazenod College opting for 3-1-3-3 formation, St. Benedict's should have been ideally looking to attack on the wings, the spacers on left and right. They've taken advantage of it twice now, with once scoring that equalizer on that right flank. Once again, in acres of space is Ravin Sanjay. As we see, it looks like Harin Fernand, who is down for St. Benedict's, needing some attention.
I think from the moment he went down, he didn't seem to be moving at all. So surely a bit of cause of a concern in that occasion, as he's been slowly helped onto his feet. Does seem to be all right after he looked like he was in some serious trouble after that collision. And now the medical staff are giving him a bit of attention, as play is asked to be resumed by the referee. Slowly approaching the last bit of the first half. It's been an even first half after a very good start by Mazenod College. Both teams managing to score in the first half after St. Benedict's managed to find an equalizer after conceding as early as the second minute of the game. Now Benedict's have possession again. We apologize for that slight delay, but we are back live here from the Mazenod College grounds in Kandana, in the Nihal Mendis annual football encounter between Mazenod College Kandana and St. Benedict's College Kotahena. And just as we speak, the whistle for half-time has been blown. And just to give you a summary of what has happened, Mazenod College got off the blocks the fastest, scoring as early as the second minute, and Dushan Fonseca was the goal scorer. An absolute peach of a goal from the young man, and then eventually St. Benedict's found themselves back into the game through Shanal Kavind. It was actually, I beg your pardon, it was actually Shanal Kavind who created the goal. Shanal Kavind, the scoring of Gerard was assist. It was his shot which was ricocheted off the goalkeeper to the path of Shanal Kavind, who eventually managed to put in a tap in to bring things back on level terms. And a lot is expected in the second half as we will turn to a single summary of the first half.
කන්දානද මැසනොද් විද්‍යාලය සහ කොටයන සාන්ත බෙනඩික් විද්‍යාලය අතර නිහාල් මෙන්ඩිස් කුසලානය සඳහා වන සුවඳ පහපන්දු තරගේ ප්‍රථම අර්ථය මෙලෙසෙන් නිමාව දකිනවා. කන්දානද මැසනොද් විද්‍යාලය වෙනුවෙන් ප්‍රථම අර්ධයේ දෙවැනි මිනිත්තුවේදීම තමන්ගේ කණ්ඩායමෙනුට ගෝලයක් ලබා ගැනීමට සමත් වුණා කන්දානද මැසනොද් විද්‍යාලයේ දුෂාන් ෆොන්සේකා. ඉන් ස්වල්ප මොහොතකට පසුව කොටයන සාන්ත බෙනඩික් විද්‍යාලය වෙනුවෙන් ගෝලයක් වාර්තා කර ගැනීමට සමත් වුණා ෂෙනාල් කාවින්ද. ඒ අනුව තරගයේ තත්ත්වය මෙලෙසයි සටහන් වන්නේ. කඳානත මැසනොද් විද්‍යාලය වෙනුවෙන් ප්‍රථම අර්ධයේ දෙවන මිනිත්තුවේදී ගෝලයක් ලබා ගැනීමට සමත් වෙනවා දුෂාන් ෆොන්සේකා. ඊට පිළිතුරු ලෙස තරගයේ 11 වන මිනිත්තුවේදී ගෝලයක් ලබා ගැනීමට සමත් වෙනවා කොටයන සාන්ත බෙනඩික් කණ්ඩායම වෙනුවෙන් ෂෙනාල් කාවින්ද. තරගයේ මේ වන විට ප්‍රථම අර්ධයේ අවසානයේදී විවේකය ලබා දී තිබෙනවා දෙවන අර්ධය ආරම්භ කිරීමට සියලු කටයුතු සූදානම්.
Solutions instantly with superfast 4G, redefining entertainment with 3G HSPA+, making every day more efficient with Wi-Fi, bringing a world of knowledge to your home with fixed 4G. Get connected to Sri Lanka's fastest network. Dialog, the #1 choice of the people. Dialog, the future today.
Sawadee Krap! Can you give me data SIM?
Massage?
No, data SIM.
Massage, very good.
No, data SIM.
You are Sri Lanka? Why you no use dialog data roaming? Unlimited data, $5 a day.
Unlimited data for just $5 a day?
Yeah. Unlimited, same massage you want?
Me?
Unlimited data roaming for just $5 a day with dialog roaming. Clearly the best way to roam.
1 for 1 is all I want. 1 for 1 is all I need.
Here, what's all this 1 for 1 talk?
The 1 for 1 plan from Dialog. Get 1 MB free for every 1 minute of talk time, per second charging and a flat rate to any network.
Dialog 1 for 1 prepaid plan. Dialog, the future today.
Here? How are you going to stay in touch abroad?
Dialog roaming. They give the best rates.
Only if you pick the preferred network. Otherwise...
Just get Dialog roaming. It's the one and only best rate on any overseas network, guaranteed.
One guaranteed best rate on any network? Woohoo!
Hassle-free roaming with the best rates in over 200 countries with Dialog roaming. Clearly the best way to roam. Introducing the Ultra 99 postpaid package from Dialog. Saying everything you want to say with the ultra benefits of extra talk time, extra SMS and extra data at a monthly rental of just 99 rupees only. Dialog, the future today.
Here, where can I get a data SIM? Bah. I say, old chap, where might a fellow find a data SIM card? Yanako.
You're from Sri Lanka, right?
How did you know?
Why don't you use dialog data roaming? Unlimited data for $5 a day.
Unlimited data for $5 a day and...
Data unlimited, my patience isn't.
Unlimited data roaming for just $5 a day with dialog roaming. Clearly the best way to roam.
This is the story of a nation on the move, competing globally through a fiber optic network, delivering solutions instantly with superfast 4G, redefining entertainment with 3G HSPA+, making every day more efficient with Wi-Fi, bringing a world of knowledge to your home with fixed 4G. Get connected to Sri Lanka's fastest network. Dialog, the #1 choice of the people. Dialog, the future today.
Sawadee Krap! Can you give me data SIM?
Massage?
No, data SIM.
Massage, very good.
No, data SIM.
You are Sri Lanka? Why you no use dialogue data roaming? Unlimited data, $5 a day.
Unlimited data for just $5 a day?
Yeah. Unlimited, same massage you want?
Me?
Unlimited data roaming for just $5 a day with dialogue roaming. Clearly the best way to roam.
1 for 1 is all I want. 1 for 1 is all I need.
Here, what's all this 1 for 1 talk?
The 1-for-1 plan from Dialog. Get 1 MB free for every 1 minute of talk time, per second charging and a flat rate to any network.
Dialogue 1-for-1 prepaid plan. Dialogue, the future today.
Here? How are you going to stay in touch abroad?
Dialog roaming. They give the best rates.
Only if you pick the preferred network. Otherwise...
Just get Dialog roaming. It's the one and only best rate on any overseas network, guaranteed.
One guaranteed best rate on any network? Woohoo!
Hassle-free roaming with the best rates in over 200 countries with Dialogue roaming. Clearly the best way to roam. Introducing the Ultra 99 postpaid package from Dialog. Say everything you want to say with the ultra benefits of extra talk time, extra SMS and extra data at a monthly rental of just 99 rupees only. Dialog, the future today.
Here, where can I get a data SIM? I say, old chap, where might a fellow find a data SIM card? Kiannako.
You're from Sri Lanka, right?
How did you know?
Why don't you use dialogue data roaming? Unlimited data for $5 a day.
Unlimited data for $5 a day and...
Data unlimited, my patience isn't.
Unlimited data roaming for just $5 a day with dialogue roaming. Clearly the best way to roam.
This is the story of a nation on the move, competing globally through a fiber optic network, delivering solutions instantly with superfast 4G, redefining entertainment with 3G HSPA+, making every day more efficient with Wi-Fi, bringing a world of knowledge to your home with fixed 4G. Get connected to Sri Lanka's fastest network. Dialogue, the #1 choice of the people. Dialogue, the future today.
Sawadee-ka! Can you give me data SIM?
Massage?
No, data SIM.
Massage, very good.
No, data SIM.
You are Sri Lanka? Why you no use dialogue data roaming? Unlimited data, $5 a day.
Unlimited data for just $5 a day?
Yeah. Unlimited, same massage you want?
Me?
Unlimited data roaming for just $5 a day with dialogue roaming. Clearly the best way to roam.
1 for 1 is all I want. 1 for 1 is all I need.
Here, what's all this 1 for 1 talk?
The 1-for-1 plan from Dialog. Get 1 MB free for every 1 minute of talk time, per second charging and a flat rate to any network.
Dialogue 1-for-1 prepaid plan. Dialogue, the future today.
Here? How are you going to stay in touch abroad?
Dialog roaming. They give the best rates.
Only if you pick the preferred network. Otherwise...
Just get Dialog roaming. It's the one and only best rate on any overseas network, guaranteed.
One guaranteed best rate on any network? Woohoo!
Hassle-free roaming with the best rates in over 200 countries with Dialogue roaming. Clearly the best way to roam. Introducing the Ultra 99 postpaid package from Dialog. Say everything you want to say with the ultra benefits of extra talk time, extra SMS and extra data at a monthly rental of just 99 rupees only. Dialog, the future today.
Here, where can I get a data SIM? I say, old chap, where might a fellow find a data SIM card? Kiannako.
You're from Sri Lanka, right?
How did you know?
Why don't you use dialogue data roaming? Unlimited data for $5 a day.
Unlimited data for $5 a day and...
Data unlimited, my patience isn't.
Unlimited data roaming for just $5 a day with dialogue roaming. Clearly the best way to roam.
This is the story of a nation on the move, competing globally through a fiber optic network, delivering solutions instantly with superfast 4G, redefining entertainment with 3G HSPA+, making every day more efficient with Wi-Fi, bringing a world of knowledge to your home with fixed 4G. Get connected to Sri Lanka's fastest network. Dialog, the #1 choice of the people. Dialog, the future today.
Sawadee-krap! Can you give me data SIM?
Massage?
No, data SIM.
Massage, very good.
No, data SIM.
You are Sri Lanka? Why you no use Dialog data roaming? Unlimited data, $5 a day.
Unlimited data for just $5 a day?
Yeah. Unlimited, same massage you want?
Me?
Unlimited data roaming for just $5 a day with Dialog roaming. Clearly the best way to roam.
1 for 1 is all I want. 1 for 1 is all I need.
Here, what's all this 1 for 1 talk?
The 1-for-1 plan from Dialog. Get 1 MB free for every 1 minute of talk time, per second charging and a flat rate to any network.
Dialog 1-for-1 prepaid plan. Dialog, the future today.
Here? How are you going to stay in touch abroad?
Dialog roaming. They give the best rates.
Only if you pick the preferred network. Otherwise...
Just get Dialog roaming. It's the one and only best rate on any overseas network, guaranteed.
One guaranteed best rate on any network? Woohoo!
Hassle-free roaming with the best rates in over 200 countries with Dialog roaming. Clearly the best way to roam. Introducing the Ultra 99 postpaid package from Dialog. Say everything you want to say with the ultra benefits of extra talk time, extra SMS and extra data at a monthly rental of just 99 rupees only. Dialog, the future today.
Here, where can I get a data SIM? Beh. I say, old chap, where might a fellow find a data SIM card? Kiannako.
You're from Sri Lanka, right?
How did you know?
Why don't you use Dialog data roaming? Unlimited data for $5 a day.
Unlimited data for $5 a day and...
Data unlimited, my patience isn't.
Unlimited data roaming for just $5 a day with Dialog roaming. Clearly the best way to roam.
This is the story of a nation on the move, competing globally through a fiber optic network, delivering solutions instantly with superfast 4G, redefining entertainment with 3G HSPA+, making every day more efficient with Wi-Fi, bringing a world of knowledge to your home with fixed 4G. Get connected to Sri Lanka's fastest network. Dialog, the #1 choice of the people. Dialog, the future today.
Sawadee-krap! Can you give me data SIM?
Massage?
No, data SIM.
Very good.
No, data SIM.
You are Sri Lanka? Why you no use Dialog data roaming? Unlimited data, $5 a day.
Unlimited data for just $5 a day?
Yeah. Unlimited, same massage you want?
Me?
Unlimited data roaming for just $5 a day with Dialog roaming. Clearly the best way to roam.
1 for 1 is all I want. 1 for 1 is all I need.
Here, what's all this 1 for 1 talk?
The 1-for-1 plan from Dialog. Get 1 MB free for every 1 minute of talk time, per second charging and a flat rate to any network.
Dialog 1-for-1 prepaid plan. Dialog, the future today.
Here? How are you going to stay in touch abroad?
Dialog roaming. They give the best rates.
Only if you pick the preferred network. Otherwise...
Just get Dialog roaming. It's the one and only best rate on any overseas network, guaranteed.
One guaranteed best rate on any network? Woohoo!
Hassle-free roaming with the best rates in over 200 countries with Dialog roaming. Clearly the best way to roam.
Hello and welcome back to ThePapare.com, live here from the Mazenod College grounds in Kandana. We are here at the Nihal Mendis Trophy, the annual encounter between the Mazenod College Colombo and St.Benedict's College Kotahena. And at half-time, the scores were 1-1 and both teams are on level terms. The Mazenod College scoring as early as the second minute thanks to Dushan Fonseca's wonder goal, but St. Benedict's managed to come back into the game thanks to Shinal Kavinder's point blank tap in. Hard work was done by the front man Jared Was, whose shot was saved by the keeper, but unfortunately for him, his save ended up at the feet of Chanal, who eagerly accepted the opportunity to bring his team back on level terms. Both teams will take a lot of heart with their performance in the first half, especially going forward, and they will want to obviously get the lead as soon as possible in the second half, which will consequently shift the pressure onto their opponents. Joining me in commentary is now the exciting half in prospect.
Yes, indeed, Joe. I think both sides got to know each other's tactics midway into this encounter for the Nihal Mendis Memorial Trophy. Played for the first time, reviving this age-old rivalry between St. Benedict's College, Kotena, and the Mazenod College, Kandana. I think, as I told earlier, with the Mazenod College opting for a 3-1-3-3 formation, there's always space on the two wings, which I thought St. Benedict's didn't capitalize on it too much, that much actually, because the only time they did, they managed to score, and almost going through was Brian Shiran for the Mazenod College. So that one time they did manage to score, with Gerard Vaz dancing down the right and laying it off for Shana Kavinda, whose a powerful effort managed to creep under the goalkeeper Romesh Chaturanga, who did well to get some hand to it, but not enough to prevent that goal.
At the beginning of the second half, both teams making their intentions very clear. Started off at an electrifying pace. Clearly, one thing in their mind is to take the advantage as early as possible. That will certainly give a lot of a lot of pressure. And here's the under-17 skipper for the Mazenod College, playing his under-19 level football here. Certainly a young man with a long future. But here come St. Benedict's very sloppy pass, eventually handing the ball back towards Mazenod. Now Ranju Silva letting the ball run, but nobody home to receive it. And now here come St. Benedict's. Good ball forward, but good awareness by the goalkeeper. Comes dancing off his mark and gathers it with ease, and lovely distribution as well from the young man, finding his keeper. Ranju Silva now dancing his way in forward. Now he's playing in a much more advanced role than in the first half. He played as a centre defensive midfielder, starting things off, but now I think he's come towards the offensive half of midfield, which is a good sign for the Mazenod College, one of their most experienced players, the under-19 cap, and certainly will want to make his experience count in this crucial encounter between their arch rivals. One of the oldest competitions, despite being irregular in terms of the annual football calendar, but certainly a lot of history shared between both these illustrious schools when it comes to the Sri Lankan footballing arena. It's a goal kick for St. Benedict's, looking for the number 14. Lovely bit of interplay between the right back. Now Malindu, good ball forward, looking for the man, but a bit too much on it, but still the advantage lies with St. Benedict's as they win a throw in the offensive half of, or the defensive half of the Mazenod College. They had a few horror moments, conceding or turning the ball over with throw-ins in their favour, with legitimate throw-ins being taken. The ball was handed by the referee back towards the opposition. Again, lovely feet by the young man. He is the midfield linchpin for St. Benedict's. Now has an opportunity, good defending. Hardly challenged, but the ball does eventually find Pramudita. Pramudita trying to look for the man running forward. Defended well. Ranju Silva picks up the pieces, hands it back to Pramudita. Pramudita lining up a shot. Oh, it is an absolute cracker. That is one for the archives from Pramudita. He absolutely ran his laces through it, and the goalkeeper had no chance. And he celebrates it with absolute, well, you could say ecstasy, because that was an absolute corker of a goal. That's what happens when you allow too much space, and for all his celebratory troubles, he has received a yellow card, taking or partially taking his jersey off. But just as we said, the early initiative once again goes back to Mazenod College in the second half. What a cracker of a goal that was. Certainly showing what he's made of in that occasion. Now St.Benedict will be wary of giving him space. Quite a few times, even in the first half, he was allowed space, but the shots he took on didn't manage to trouble the keeper. But this time it absolutely hit the top corner, and it left the St.Benedict's keeper rather with no chance. But St.Benedict's, as they did in the first half, are trying to come back to this instantly, putting pressure on the Mazenod College boys.
Yes, two spectacular efforts and two spectacular goals coming for Mazenod College. Pramit Gunasekara once again. Almost another stunner coming from Gunasekara. Zasan Sanjay this time manages to get a hand on it and tip it to the crossbar. And once again, as they did in the first half, St. Benedict's College find themselves a goal down early in this second half.
Pramudita, after that strike, certainly seemed to be in the zone. Now consistent or constantly taking on shots from range, and interesting to see how they'll approach it. Now we'll have a small recap in Tamil. Sinhala, I beg your pardon.
ඔව් ගෝල 2.1ක් ලෙස කඳාඩ මැසනොත් විද්‍යාලයේ පෙරමුණේ පසු වෙනවා. සාන්ත සෙබස්තියන් විද්‍යාලයේ දැල් රකින්නාගෙන් පන්දුව යමු වෙනවා. පන්දුව කඳාඩ මැසනොත් විද්‍යාලයේ ක්‍රීඩකයන් හසුරුවමින් නැවතත් ඉදිරියට ඇදෙනවා කඳාඩ මැසනොත් විද්‍යාලයේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්. දැල ආසන්නේ තවත් අවස්ථාවක් මගහැරී යනවා කඳාන දෙමසනත් විද්‍යාලයේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ට. අංක 7 දරන ප්‍රමුදිත ගුණසේකර ක්‍රීඩකයා විසින් දෙවන ගෝලය කඳාන දෙමසනත් විද්‍යාලය වෙනුවෙන් වාර්තා කරමින් කඳාන දෙමසනත් විද්‍යාලය පෙරමුණට ගෙන ආව තරඟය. අංක 17 දරන ක්‍රීඩකයා පන්දුව යොමු කරනවා. පන්දුව හසුරුවමින් ඉදිරියට ඇදෙනවා කඳාන දෙමසනොත් විද්‍යාලයේ කණ්ඩායම. ඔව් ලබා ගන්නවා පන්දුව කඳාඩ කොටහෙන සන්ත බෙනඩික් විද්‍යාලයේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්.
We are into the 54th minute with Mazenod College once again taking a 2-1 lead. The same scoreline which prevailed in that the last time these two sides met here at these grounds a few weeks back in the Kotmale Under-19 schools football championship group stage encounter. As Ranju Silva now has the ball, tries to thread it through. It is Pramudita Gunasekara once again showing his pace and the strength to win back the ball. Now Brian Shiran. Joe, it's interesting to see if St. Benedict's College can find another comeback like they did in the first half.
Yeah, I think very similar situation to what it was in the first half. They went down early but managed to come back into the game very well. Even after that setback in the second half, they didn't hold back. They're still being very positive, sending the ball front. The Mazenod, on the other hand, are taking on shots from every possible angle up front. Such is the confidence of the lads at the moment. But that being said, St. Benedict's aren't doing that much of a bad job defensively. Just that moment of brilliance from Pramudita. But as we speak, here come St. Benedict's once again. I think the young man took a bit too long, the goal scorer. And as a result, the Mazenod were able to push their numbers back to make sure they got the situation under control. But again, very sloppy challenge in that occasion. As a result, now St. Benedict's have a menacing free kick in a menacing area, I beg your pardon. So interesting to see. It will be Malindu who will be taking it. He has a wand of a left foot. The young man will in-swing it by the looks of it. Oh, I beg your pardon, he seems to be trying to outswing the delivery. Again, lovely ball, lets it bounce as the keeper, and almost paying for it as he bounced the ball right in front of the St. Benedict's player. Unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to capitalize onto it, but certainly a moment to forget there by the Benedict goalkeeper. But just as we speak, ball given back, chance again, shot taken, but right at the keeper. St. Benedict's, as they did in the first half, are slowly finding their feet in the second. Comfortably gathered there by St. Benedict's keeper, thumps the ball forward but doesn't find his teammate, instead finds touch, and the Mazenod will have a throw in for them. Pramudita again trying to feed Brian in, who was advancing forward, but a bit too much on the ball there for Brian, as St. Benedict's managed to capture position once again. Pramudita regains position, looking for Brian, unable to find him, but ball does remain with the Mazenod. Again, it's Pramudita. Pramudita this time goes for the shorter pass. Again, loose touch, hands the ball back. Again, hefty challenge, gives the ball towards a free kick for St. Benedict's. Bit of strong words there by the referee to the defender. It was a really nasty challenge in that occasion, and rightfully, I think in good sportsmanship, the young man goes on to apologize to his opposite number, but a bit of attention required as the players are allowed to grab a breather in the meantime as the injured player has been treated. St. Benedict's now will have to dig deep in the second half. They need at least one goal to get back into this game. It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be a tough task either, because they've done it once before in the first half where they were one goal behind and managed to pull themselves back into it. But now I'm sure the nerves will slowly get into the game as time ticks along, which always is the case when it comes to these sort of games. Acrobatically cleared and caught napping is the centre back, number 10, almost cashing in. That's a goal scorer for St. Benedict's College, but good bit of pressure manages to give St. Benedict's back possession, but the cover up defense is good, but still good bit of work. Number 10 takes on a shot. It's a half-hearted attempt. Consequently, the ball balloons up in the air and gives enough time for the Mazenod goalkeeper to come and gather.
There's enough time for St. Benedict's College to get that equalizer with almost half an hour left in this match. It's how they approach the game that matters from here onwards. Down 2-0. From down 2-1, almost on the stroke of the hour mark here at the Kandana, the Mazenod College grounds.
The injured player, by the looks of it, is unable to bring himself back into the playing field. To be a very serious injury as he's been substituted. But as we speak, the Mazenod have a chance now. Oh, that's an unfortunate ricochet there. Would have been an own goal had it found its way back into the net. But St. Benedict's managed to clear their lines. Malindu eventually knocks himself down to the ground, and the referee awards a corner kick, but Malindu is claiming that there was an elbow flying at him, and he's clearly not happy with what has happened, as he was completely taken out by the Mazenod player. And now a few words being exchanged between the two parties, and slowly the intensity is rising here, and both sets of fans are getting into it as well. Malindu certainly not happy as to what happened, but the referee awards a corner kick initially, but it happens to be that they're taking a goal kick. Don't know what happened there, but now the referee having the word with the opposition player, but it's a corner kick, and rightfully the ball goes back to where it should be. A slight bit of confusion between both the teams as to what the eventual result of that phase of play was, but I think the right decision is made, and St. Benedict's have to defend their lines to make sure the Mazenod don't have a comfortable 2-goal lead going into the last phase of the second half. Off the line, everybody is asking the question from the referee to whether it crossed the line. Ranju Silva still not happy to see the decision being no goal awarded, but certainly that was a horror moment by the goalkeeper. He came out of his blocks charging with his right arm trailing, but he got nothing on the ball. It was an in-swinger from Ranju Silva. Consequently, the ball did manage to creep in, but excellent bit of last-ditch defending there on the line by the midfield player, and that is pure frustration by the young man. I think he's still grimacing with the previous occasion in which he was fouled in, and certainly took it out on the advancing player Pramudita. Controversial call. How much of a bearing it will have in the final result, we are yet to see, but it still stands as 2-1. It's the Mazenod College will have a free kick to be taken now from in and around 20 yards out.
Well, the call should have come from the linesman. On live view, it looked as if it went in, but the referee's decision stands, and it's still the Mazenod College 2 and St. Benedict's College 1. We are into the 64th minute as Ranju Silva lines up the free kick, but straight at Ashan Sanjay. I think, Joe, the way Pramudita Gunasekara has been hitting those curlers and wonder strikes, it would have been much better if Pramudita had taken that free kick in almost the same position as he scored that wonder goal as well.
Yeah, I think with his confidence level, one should have expected him to take that set piece, but he lines one up again. What a hit by the young man. he is certainly absolutely nailing these long range efforts, catching them real sweet, and every single time he makes contact it looks as if though it's the next goal in the game. But this time though, the St. Benedict's keeper makes a strong claim and clears his lines. But what a game this is turning out to be in the second half. Absolute end-to-end stuff, but St. Benedict's under the cost to a certain extent.
I think credit should go to the goalkeeper as well of St. Benedict's College, Asan Sanjay, who made a wonderful stop. It's never too easy, those volleys swirling in the wind. Judging the trajectory is not at all easy, but that time he did well to punch that away.
Yeah, that's another thing now with this new footballs, with all the new technology. It's not very easy for it to remain in the same course as it begins its journey. Always swerves and dips on its way, so you have to keep your eyes on the ball till the last moment if you are a goalkeeper. So
I think the most controversial of balls was the Jabulani, which featured in the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, where the goalkeepers weren't at all happy, but the guys who were taking those long range efforts would definitely love those. Especially I think in the semi-final, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst scored from almost an no angle in that I think the semi-final against Uruguay.
That was a dream for an offensive player to have that sort of an advantage while taking a set piece. Like you said, from any sort of position with that sort of a ball, you're always favourite to score. But a bit of words being exchanged between the teammates at this moment. It's Pramudita who was not happy with the ball control there by his teammate. Certainly made himself very clear of his displeasure of how the free kick was awarded for St. Benedict's after the Mazenod managed to compile some pressure. So they have to keep their emotions in check. It's a very crucial point in the game. It's still a very slender advantage. The Mazenod already culprits of giving away that first goal. So very important that they keep their heads straight, at least in this occasion where they can hold on to the lead, which will give them, of course, the victory. But that being said, football, it just is a funny game. All it takes is a matter of seconds or a moment of brilliance from one player to make the difference, or to make a particular team come back into the tie.
Well, for the Mazenod College, there has been twice already with those two goals from Dushan Fonseca and Pramit Gunasekara. Ideally, he should have had two. Gunasekara has been having a phenomenal goal scoring run. 7 a few days back. It's an ugly scuffle here. It was shirt tugging from the Mazenod College player. It looked like Brian Chiran, as the crowd now invades the pitch.
Certainly tensions rising here, the crowd getting into it, pitch being invaded by the crowds. Certainly not a pretty sight if you are a football fan. This is not what you want to see, and rightfully all the authorities and the organizing committee getting into the middle of it to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. But a lot of tensions rising. It got physical in the middle of the pitch, and now I think they're doing the right thing in terms of talking to both sets of players. This is the same two players who got into the argument in the previous occasion, and this time it just got completely out of hand. And now the St. Benedict's coaching staff are asking that young man to keep his nerve in check, especially. Oh, it's a red card. And the young man has been sent off. And it's a yellow card for the opposite player. And now St. Benedicts have a mountain to climb. I'm not really sure as to why one player got red and the other was just cautioned with the first yellow. And the midfield linchpin, the key player for St. Benedict's College, has been sent off. And now St. Benedict's have all to do in this second half. With a man shot and a goal down, it certainly seems a mountain to climb for them.
It's not what you want to see from a traditional encounter. This has been heating up
good
right from the second half. As the St. Benedict's player is caught offside. The number 15, Gerard Vaz. Certainly it was a foul from Dean Jaya, who tugged the shirt of number 7, that's Malindu Fernando, and brought him down. But that doesn't mean that Malindu Fernando should retaliate as he did and rightfully sent off. I think that was a fair decision from Chanaka Fernando, the referee.
Yeah, true enough. I think despite the offence, you're not allowed to lay your hands on your opposition player. That's not something you should do. And especially with the referee having a word with the players prior to kick-off, I'm very sure he made himself clear about these sort of situations and to avoid them. And just as we see the goal scorer lining one up, but I think he was asking a bit too much of himself in that occasion, a bit too selfish. After doing all the hard work, he had support on either side of him, but didn't opt to go for the support, but he tried to take on the shot by himself, and eventually it ends as a goal kick for Mazenod College. But still there's a bit of threat looming around from St. Benedict's. They still have the quality in the middle of the field to trouble their opposition, so they shouldn't lose heart, they shouldn't lose hope in terms of rescuing this game. A good part of 19 minutes remaining in the game, so enough and more time for St. Benedict's to pick up their pieces and get back into it.
කඳානද මැසනොත් විද්‍යාලය සහ කොටෙන සාන්ත බෙනඩික් කණ්ඩායම අතර නිහාල් මෙන්ඩිස් අනුස්මරණ කුසලාන පාපන්දු තරගයේ මෙලෙසින් පැවැත්වෙන්නේ. තරගයේ දෙවන අර්ධයයි මෙලෙසින් ක්‍රියාත්මක වන්නේ. තරගයේ ප්‍රථම අර්ධයට වඩා මේ වන විට යම්කිසි උණුසුම්කාරී තත්වයක් තරගයේ ක්‍රියා නිර්මාණය වී තිබෙනවා. කෙසේ වෙතත් තරගයේ මීට ස්වල්ප මොහොතකට පෙර විනය කඩකිරීමේ ක්‍රියාවක් දක්නට ලැබුණා. කොටෙන සාන්ත බෙනඩික් කණ්ඩායමේ මාලින්දු ෆර්නැන්ඩෝ අංක 7 ක්‍රීඩකයා රතු කාඩ් පතක් නිකුත් කිරීමෙන් ක්‍රීඩා පිටින් ඉවතට ඇදී ගියා. කෙසේ වෙතත් තරගයේ තත්ත්වය මේ වන විට ගෝල 2-1යි කඳානද මැසනොත් විද්‍යාලය ඉදිරියෙන්. තරගයේ යම්කිසි ඉතාමත් තියුණු මුහුණුවරක් මේ වන විට දක්නට ලැබෙනවා. පන්දුව පිරිනැමීම කොටෙන සාන්ත බෙනඩික් කණ්ඩායමෙන් දල අසල පන්දුව රැඳී තිබෙනවා. ඉතාමත් තියුණු තරගයක් සහෝදර පාසල් දෙකක් අතර කඳානද මැසනොත් විද්‍යාලය පාපන්දු පිටියේ.
St. Benedict's College down by a goal with just over 15 minutes left in this second half. The two traditional schools playing for the Nihal Mendis Memorial Trophy for the first time this year. They've been playing their traditional encounter, which started in 1968 as the Samarasinghe Trophy, which St. Benedict's College claimed the win in the first 7 years before Upali Silva captained the Mazenod College, won in 1972, and incidentally that was the last time it was played as the Samarasinghe Trophy, and it took another 40 years, I think, to revive this encounter back in 2014, but wasn't played in 2015 before the 1997 skipper Chathura Maduranga, who was the Sri Lanka captain as well, had taken the initiative to re-establish the trophy as the Nihal Mendis Memorial Trophy in honor of one of their greatest ever players and coaches who passed away in 2014. As it was Dushan Fonseca's wonder goal in the 3rd minute that gave the Mazenod College the lead, while St. Benedict's College equalized in the 11th through Shenal Kavinda, as it ended 1-1 at half time with a rather scrappy affair in midfield in the latter stages of the first half, before the second half started in a lively fashion with Pramudita Gunasekara scoring another cracker of a goal and almost scoring another. Unfortunately, at that time, Ashant Sanjay managed to get a hand on it and tip it to the crossbar. Things got slightly out of hand, as there were a few incidents, and a few minutes earlier it was Malindu Fernando who was red carded for retaliating on Dean Jaya after Jaya bundled Malindu Fernando, as Gunasekara lines another one up, and again the crossbar comes in his way.
What a hit! Again, time and time again, every single time when he takes on a shot from that sort of range, he looks like he's about to score. Once again, this time it's the crossbar coming in his way. Earlier the keeper managed to get a fist on it, but Pramudita is absolutely having a hammer of a right foot, and every single time he takes on a shot, there seems to be nothing coming in his way in terms of stopping his effort.
St. Benedict's College, I think, are doing a cardinal sin of giving him space. Whenever he has the ball, the defense seems to be dropping back rather than closing him down, which gave him ample opportunity thrice in the second half, and of those 3 opportunities he scored 1, and the other 2, the crossbar came in the way of another 2 goals.
Yet another player injured inside the box. Seems like a slight bit of cramp. Nothing serious by the looks of it, but attention has to be given to the young man nonetheless. So we'll see whether there will be a substitution or not. But the young man is clutching onto his knee area as well. So still not really clear as to what the cause of the injury could be, but he is leaving the playing field nonetheless.
That was the man who was yellow carded, Dean Jaya. Still just one substitution being made, that was for St. Benedict's College, if I'm not mistaken, as the Mazenod College on the attack, cleared away once again. St. Benedict's needs to be careful, and looks like there will be a substitution. It's number 14 for the Mazenod College who is coming on. It's Nimishan Fernando who will be replacing Dean Jaya.
Handball given against the young man, and now the referee is going to take him also into the book. And yet another defensive player inside. There's another defensive player taken into the book. Will be running a caution during the last phase of this game.
Yeah, that's Ravinder Fernando on the edge of the box. Don't know what he was thinking. If he just putting his hand out a couple of feet either side would have been a definite penalty, and then certainly a opportunity would have been to equalize for St.Benedict.
And their set piece taker has been cautioned, sent out of oh, that's an equalizer. Oh, but now the referee is asking. Oh, it's a free kick. Controversial call. Now, interesting decision to be made here. The linesman was the man who flagged the goal to be not given, and the referee, or the main referee, obliged. And as it is, the equalizer will not count. Now, what drama at the end of this game. It certainly seemed like redemption for St. Benedict's College, but it wasn't to be. Now, now, the referee has gone unnoticed completely, as the substituted player is in the playing field. There are 12 players for the Mazenod College in the middle, and certainly the referee is not aware of this situation, and nobody seemed to be aware of the fact that the Mazenod College player who was substituted has taken the field once again. So the referee has to be aware of this, and he cannot allow play to go on as it is. 12 players on the playing field, and now this is certainly going to play is certainly going on, and St. Benedict's will be really hard done if they go down for a goal now, because there are 5 men in defense and 5 men in offense, or actually 6 in offense besides the goalkeeper. So still the linesman hasn't noticed the main referee hasn't noticed. This is a comedy of errors at the moment. Certainly something you don't associate with football usually. Now, rightfully, people who have observed this transition are making the linesman aware. But certainly I think play should stop at the moment, because it's not fair on St. Benedict's behalf, who are numerically crippled to a different level of disadvantage, as now the main referee has been made aware, rightfully so. The number 16 in the initial phase shouldn't have been allowed to go into the playing field, and having been said that, what were the referees doing without noticing the substitution that was being made? Real cynical at this level of football. Having played 2 to 3 minutes of football with another man in the playing field. This is certainly not what you would want to see if you are a football fan in this country, especially at this level, the under 19 level. Now some of the players going to the linesman and clarifying as to why their second equalizer was disallowed. Lot of questions being asked at the moment, as the official is now consulting with the fourth official, who is in charge of the substitutions. It is his responsibility to note which player leaves the playing field, which player is supposed to be eligible to play. But having said that, he took a third party from outside the field to actually make aware of the situation to the match officials, which is rather not the case, which it's supposed to be. Now parity has been restored after a few consultations. Now I'm sure the substituted fielder, or the substituted player, I beg your pardon, has been taken out of the playing field, and it will remain at 11 against 10 as a 2-on-1 advantage. Is certainly not a stoppage you would have expected in a game like this, high profile game.
Free kick now for St. Benedict's College. It's number 6 for St. Benedict's. Substitute. It is Alvin Pillay who missed a golden opportunity in the first half to make it 2-1 for St. Benedict's. Can he do it now? Tries to curl it at the near post, but goes way off target.
Trying to go for the glory hit. Didn't manage to get the right amount of purchase to trouble the goalkeeper, and ball will slowly be taken back for a goal kick for the Mazenod College. Kanana. Disappointing goal kick at that occasion. Once again, handing the ball back towards the Mazenod College, who are in no hurry whatsoever. They will love the fact that they have ball position in their favour. Pramadita signalling to his teammates to calm down slightly. They have the advantage numerically and in the scoreline as well. So they don't need to do anything in a hurry or anything rash of sorts at this moment of time. There's a substitute combining with Pramudita. Pramudita trying to find his man on the right. Comes in field. Cramp for space but stolen from his feet. The number 11, the substitute for St. Benedict's College, getting into the game. Now the ball spread wide, or played back into the middle rather. Again, poor ball. Looking for support, but this time good header forward. Number 11 does the right thing, spares the ball through, and that's another cynical challenge by the number 5. This time the angle looks much more promising for St. Benedict's College, Colombo. This is a set piece they will want to make the most of. Good bit of play by St. Benedict's again on the left, causing enough and more trouble, and consequently playing the ball into the middle, which won them that free kick. Again, their usual set piece taker Malindu has been the player who was red carded out of the playing field, so they have to go for some other means in terms of finding the goal in the second half. Who will be the free kick taker is a question. 3 men or 3 possible candidates lining up for it. There's a slight discussion going in and amongst them as the referee is fixing the wall, asking them to come back towards the right amount of distance. Now this is going to be really interesting to see what sort of free kick this will be. Trying to be a little too cute in that occasion, and eventually it didn't trouble anyone on its way out. He went for a cute chip, but that didn't seem to have come off in that occasion. but Ranju Silva has given the ball away straight off the goal kick. And now St. Benedict's have another opportunity to push forward, but cleared away by the Mazenod defender. Easy pickings for St. Benedict's lads. And now here they come again. Despite being numerically crippled, you have to commend their effort coming back into this game. They have been very brave in throwing a few bodies forward. The long ball, again number 11 getting the best of his defender. Squared cross the face the goal, but there's nobody home to accept the ball. So yet another disappointing cross. But it was the idea was right, just that they didn't have the right amount of bodies in the middle to make anything out of it. But St. Benedict's slowly but steadily are gathering a lot of momentum in this last phase of the game. The clock shows 89 minutes, but I'm very sure, considering the injuries and also that bizarre stoppage in the middle of the game, there will be quite a reasonable amount of time remaining to be added on. As we see again, crunching challenge, but ball still with St. Benedict's. This is not very convincing from Mazenod. They're not clearing their lines. Still the ball in their own defensive half. It's going to be a throw-in for St. Benedict's. This is a haunting scoreline for them. Up against them, it's yet another 2-1. But there's still time if they are to revive something out of this. As we see Brian from Mazenod College has hit the ground straight away. It's another player who is injured. So reasonable amount of stoppages in this game. Interesting to see how much of additional time will be given at the end of the game, because St. Benedict's were quite fairly robbed of at least 5 minutes of their valuable time with that situation where 12 outfield players were in play for Mazenod College. So St. Benedict's will be hoping there will be a hefty amount of time to be added on as they win a corner. Now yet another opportunity to swing the ball into the box. This is going to be interesting. The skipper is making himself available. So yet another tall lad on offer for St. Benedict's. He's positioning himself at the edge of the penalty box at the moment. Cleared away, very well cleared, but Pramudita closing down, steals the ball off two. He's one-on-one against one of his men. Ball back towards the substitute. The number 14 takes on the shot, but I think by the time he lined it up, St. Benedict's had sufficient amount of bodies at the back to make sure there was minimal damage. Again gifted back. Mazenod have to keep the ball, do nothing rash. Brian lining up the shot, but that was a complete hash in that occasion. Entertaining stuff here at the Mazenod grounds, as the valuable time is ticking on for Mazenod College. I beg your pardon, St. Benedict's College. Kotena, as the final whistle blows, Mazenod College Kandana this year's Nihal Mendis Trophy victors with a 2-1 scoreline, and the jubilant fans have already made themselves into the field. And a second half Pramudita goal proves to be the difference between the sides after the first half ended 1-1. Evenly contested game, but don't forget that Malinta, the St. Benedict's midfielder, one of the most experienced players from St. Benedict's, was sent off for an on-field incident. Since then St. Benedict's were numerically crippled, but showed a lot of heart going forward, had a few chances, and they had a goal of their own which was disallowed because the linesman claimed that there was a foul whilst the goal was scored off a set piece. So lot of drama. But eventually it is the Mazenod College 2, St. Benedict's College 1 here in the Mazenod College grounds, as we will take a recap in Sinhala now.
කඳනද මැසනොත් විද්‍යාලයේ සහ කොටෙන සාන්ත බෙනඩික් කණ්ඩායම අතර නිහල් මෙන්ඩිස් අනුස්මරණ කුසලානය සඳහා පැවති සුවඳ පාපන්දු තරගය එලෙසින් අවසානය දුන්නා. අවසාන තරග ප්‍රතිඵල ලෙස තරගය දෙකට එකක් ලෙස තරගය ජය ගැනීමට කඳනද මැසනොත් විද්‍යාලය සමත් වෙනවා. කෙසේ වෙතත් තරගයේ දෙවන අර්ධයේදී ප්‍රමුදිත ගුණසේකර කඳනද මැසනොත් විද්‍යාලය වෙනුවෙන් ලබාගත් ගෝලය හේතුවෙන් කඳනද මැසනොත් විද්‍යාලය තරගයේ ජයග්‍රහණය කිරීමට සමත් වෙනවා.